me, Ruth Curtis. Today the focus is on living with. In 2009, I was taken into hospital with an undiagnosed crushing pain. I had test after test, CT scans, MRIs, bone scans, blood tests. They quickly discovered lesions on my brain. But was it a brain tumour, an infection, or something else? At the time, I was very ill. And in homage to a favourite TV programme, House, my brother almost dared me to say to the doctor, could it be lupus? Now, fans of the Hugh Laurie Starrer will recognise this as a regular suggestion for diagnosis, and it never was lupus. That was the joke. However, my doctor said, almost in a blasé fashion, oh yes, we will test for that. I don't have lupus. But you may be surprised to learn, as I was, that French comedienne Isabelle Couchman, who we met in the last episode of WAWOW, does have this major medical condition. I met her in Oxford to talk about living with lupus. Isabelle, thank you very much for inviting us into your home, which is so lovely and very French.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to be talking about lupus. So what is lupus?
Systemic lupus is an illness from the immune system. Your immune system is there to protect you, to defend you against illness. But when you've got lupus, your own body is being attacked by your immune system.
And when were you diagnosed?
I had the first symptom of lupus 18 years ago, but it takes quite a few years to diagnose. So it's not like you go to the doctor and 5 minutes later you've got the diagnosis of lupus. I had 3 miscarriages, and after the 3 miscarriages we were trying to investigate to see why I was having those miscarriages, and they did lots of tests and they found out that I had lupus from one of the blood tests. And plus I had the typical rash on the skin, and after the birth of my son they put me on the medicine to try to control the symptom.
Lupus comes from the Latin for wolf, and the rash that you're talking about is like a wolf biting your face. Your face looks beautiful now, no rash at all. So what are the symptoms that you're living with?
Me personally, I have my kidney are affected, so I leak protein and I leak blood. My lungs also are quite inflamed. When you have lupus, your internal organ can get very inflamed. So my lung, I have difficulty breathing. It's quite uncomfortable, and I have terrible headache and dizzy spell, which is a sign usually that your brain is inflamed also.
Is there a cure for lupus?
When you have lupus, you have period of flare where the lupus is very active, where you have to be treated and see by a doctor. And sometimes you can go into remission. And that's what the doctor are trying to do when you're diagnosed with lupus. They're trying to find the right medication so that you can go into remission. Sometimes you can go in remission for months, years, but we try to avoid at all costs the flare-up, which are quite difficult to live with.
How do you tell people that you've got lupus?
It's difficult to explain to people about lupus because it's quite a rare illness and not a lot of people have heard about it. And because it's not so obvious, they can't see it, you don't look unwell. But I try to explain as much as possible to the people so that they can understand and appreciate what I'm going through, but what other people are going through also. Having a serious illness makes you appreciate how lucky you are. And so for me, every good day, every day then I can be symptom-free with no pain is a great day, and I try to really appreciate them and be grateful for those days. So yes, I smile and I'm grateful.
Well, I'm grateful to you. Thank you very much, Isabelle.
It was a pleasure.
For those who are wondering what my diagnosis was in 2009, I have multiple sclerosis. More of that another time. My MS has led me to do all sorts of things I've never done before. For example, I have become a volunteer with a fantastic cycling project scheme, Wheels for All. There are more than 50 Wheels for All centres in England and Wales, This national initiative uses specially adapted cycles to open up the possibilities for adults and children with disabilities and differing needs to engage in a quality cycling activity. And if you think cycles are just two-wheelers for men wearing sporty clothing, take a look at this video, narrated by Lucy Tapping.
Oxfordshire Wheels for All was set up to give people with a disability the opportunity to increase their physical activity and experience cycling in a safe environment. But it's become more than that. The regular informal sessions have developed a social network of friendships. People have been empowered in a supportive environment. They have meaningful participation and a feeling of belonging here. How did you become involved in Wheels for All Oxfordshire?
My physio from the Disabled Living Gym knew that I quite liked cycling and that I was having difficulties with my own bike. Suggested that I come to one of these sessions, just have a go on the adapted cycles. And I did. And whilst I loved some of the adapted cycles, I struggled with the tricycle, couldn't do that at all. One of my difficulties with my own bike was because of my disabilities. I found it really difficult getting on and off, and I get too tired. And so I was interested in electric bikes. One session here, chatting to people, I straight away went out and bought an electric bike. And that was it.
What have you enjoyed about the Wheels for All, and how have you benefited from being involved?
The cycles are absolutely fantastic because there's such a range of different bikes and trikes and whatevers, and and the wheelchair accessible ones and all of that. You know that anybody can have a go. I've seen people move on in terms of their willingness to have a go, and some people, you see them and you kind of like go, wow, they want to have a go on everything. They want to try every different cycle there is, and they'll just go for it. And sometimes they're just so excited and happy to be here. Well, as I am, that's why I keep coming. I love it. Time for me to get on my bike now. You can find out more about Wheels for All by checking out their website. Until next time, thank you to Isabel Couchman and to all at Wheels for All Oxford. And thank you to you for watching. What's your WAWOW factor? Tell us at wawow.co.uk or on Twitter or Facebook. Goodbye.